Have you ever felt trapped by your own thoughts? Stuck in a cycle of suffering that seems impossible to break? Today, I'm going to share a powerful story that will change the way you see your struggles forever. In a distant forest, there lived a magnificent bird with golden feathers that shimmered in the sunlight. This bird was known throughout the forest for one peculiar habit. It lived inside a cage. But here's the twist. The cage door was always open. Every morning, the bird would wake up and stare at the open door. Other birds would fly past, calling out, "Come, fly with us." But the golden bird would simply shake its head and retreat deeper into the cage. One day, a wise old owl perched on a branch nearby and watched this strange behavior. Curiosity got the better of him, and he asked, "Tell me, beautiful bird, why do you stay in that cage when the door is wide open? You have wings, you have the sky. Yet you choose captivity." The golden bird sighed deeply and replied, "You don't understand. This cage keeps me safe. Outside there are storms. There are predators. It's uncertainty. At least here I know what to expect. Yes, it's small and confining, but it's familiar. The world outside is too dangerous, too unpredictable." The owl nodded thoughtfully and said, "May I tell you what I see? I don't see a cage keeping you safe. I see a cage you've built in your mind. The real prison isn't made of metal bars, it's made of fear." The bird protested. "But what if I fly and fail? What if I'm not strong enough? What if, the owl interrupted gently. Every what if is another bar you add to your prison. You've spent so much time imagining all the ways you could suffer out there that you've chosen to suffer in here instead. Tell me, which suffering have you chosen? The suffering of growth or the suffering of stagnation?" This question struck the bird like lightning. For the first time, it realized something profound. It was suffering either way. Inside the cage it suffered from boredom, from watching others soar, from the weight of unused wings, from the constant ache of unlived potential. That was suffering too, perhaps the worst kind because it was suffering without purpose, without growth, without meaning. The owl continued, "Life will always contain some suffering. That's inevitable. But you have a choice. Suffer while staying small, or suffer while becoming who you're meant to be. One suffering leads to regret. The other leads to wisdom and strength." The golden bird looked at its wings, then at the open door, then at the vast sky beyond. For years it had focused only on what could go wrong. But what about what could go right? That afternoon, the bird made a decision. It hopped to the edge of the cage. Its heart pounded. Its mind screamed warnings. Every instinct told it to turn back. But instead of retreating, it spread its wings. The first flight was clumsy. The bird wobbled, dipped, and nearly fell. But it didn't give up. With each flap it gained confidence. With each gust of wind it navigated, it grew stronger. Yes, there were storms. Yes, there were challenges. But there was also freedom, beauty, and the incredible joy of becoming what it was always meant to be. Months later, the bird returned to that same forest. The cage was still there, door open, exactly as it had left it. Looking at it now, the bird couldn't believe it had ever chosen to stay inside. So here's my question for you. What cage are you sitting in right now with the door wide open? What suffering have you chosen? The suffering of playing it safe, or the suffering that comes with growth? Remember, pain is inevitable, but prolonged suffering is often a choice. The moment you realize you've been holding the key all along is the moment everything changes. You have wings. The door is open. The only question is, will you fly? If this story resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more motivational content. Share this with someone who needs to hear it today. And remember, your cage door is open.